You ever notice how our biggest ideas always seem to be at war with each other? You've got science, religion, philosophy, and they're all in this constant battle to be the one true story. It's this deep, fundamental conflict that, honestly, shapes so much of our world.
I mean, just think about it. We spend so much energy trying to prove that our story is the right one. We set up our little intellectual camps, we draw these lines in the sand, and we defend our turf like our lives depend on it.
We literally treat truth like it's a battleground. We pit science against religion or philosophy against the pure logic of AI. The question we're always asking is, which one is right? Like it's some cosmic multiple choice test and only one answer can be correct. But what if that's the wrong question entirely?
So, okay, let's try to reframe this whole thing. Instead of trying to pick a winner in this endless debate, what if we started by asking a completely different question? One that helps us move past this cycle of just constant contradiction.
And that's where this idea of perennialist thinking comes into the picture. It basically suggests that our whole obsession with which system is correct might be a massive distraction. Maybe we've been arguing about the wrong thing all along.
So here's the question that kind of flips everything on its head. What if science and religion and philosophy, what if they aren't competing stories at all? What if they're just different languages, all trying their best to describe the very same underlying reality?
This leads us right to the heart of the idea, the perennial truth. And this is a concept that isn't about finding the right story, but about spotting the shared structure, the hidden architecture that connects all of them.
So what is perennialism exactly? Well, at its core, it's the idea that there's this single, universal truth or reality that's the foundation for all the world's big intellectual and spiritual traditions. All the disagreements we see, they're really just on the surface. Think of it this way. We get so caught up in the packaging, the specific words, the symbols, the rituals of any one system. Perennialism is about looking past all that wrapping to see the fundamental structure, the blueprint that's hiding underneath. And what does that structure even look like? Well, it's made of these patterns that just keep showing up. Take the logic of balance and tension. In physics, right, you have Newton's third law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. But then you look at Eastern philosophy, and you find the harmony of yin and yang. They're using totally different words, but they're describing the same deep relational pattern. Okay, so this brings us to our next big idea. We can start to think of these different systems as unique lenses, and each one gives us a completely distinct view of the same fundamental truth. And this right here, this is the key. The underlying reality, the truth itself, it doesn't change. What changes is the tool we use to see it, the lens. Every system of thought has its own special focus, its own language, its own way of trying to describe what it's seeing. Just look at how these different lenses create their own unique vocabularies. Science talks to us about fields and forces. Religion speaks in terms of spirit and creation. Psychology frames the world through drives and the self. And even a really modern lens like AI has its own language, talking about optimization and models. And really, that's the punchline. The words are different, the vocabularies are totally distinct, but they're all trying to explain the same fundamental grammar of existence. They're all just pointing to the same moon, but with different fingers. So, what does this all mean for us? Where do we go from here? Well, ultimately, this isn't about just adopting some new belief system. It's about making a really fundamental shift in how we see things, moving away from blind belief and towards active recognition. See, this isn't just another ism that you have to subscribe to. You don't believe in perennialism. It's more like a skill you develop, the skill of recognizing this hidden pattern, this shared structure that connects ideas that seem totally unrelated on the surface. And once you start doing that, you can finally put aside that old, tired question. The goal isn't to just pick one story and defend it to the death anymore. The real invitation here is to engage with reality itself, but on a much, much deeper level. So the real question is actually for you. As you look at the world, as you learn about all these different systems of thought, can you start to see it? Do you recognize that underlying pattern, that shared grammar that they are all in their own way trying to describe? And that is the truly mind-bending part. It's kind of like learning to see the hidden image in one of those old magic eye pictures. Because once you see that deep structure for the first time, you can't unsee it. You start to see it absolutely everywhere, connecting everything.